Good morning, friends. I'm so glad to see you. Good morning, good morning. I hope you're feeling fine. Good morning to all the girls. Hello. Good morning, girls. Good morning, good morning. I hope you're feeling fine. Good morning to all the boys. Hello. Hi, boys. Good morning. I hope you're feeling fine. Good morning to all you wiggle worms. Hello. Hi, friends. I'm so glad that you're all my friends. You bring me joy that never ends. I'm so happy to be your friend. Hello. Good morning. Hi, friends. I'm so glad to see you today. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. I am really having a good day. I hope you guys are too. I'm so excited to share some great stories with you. I did want to take a quick minute before we get started to make sure that any grown-ups who are watching today know that the library is going to be pausing all services for about 2 weeks. We're going to start May 28th, and then we'll reopen for curbside and phone services on June 10th. So if you need new books, May 27th is your last day to pick those up until June 10th. So make sure you swing by the library, give us a call, and let us know what you need. We're more than happy to pull books for you and bring them out for you. So if you need some, give us a call. All right. I've got some really special stories I want to share with you guys today. I picked some of my favorites. Excuse me, I know I always say they're all my favorites, but this one is actually one of my long time favorites. This is a story that was one of my favorites when I was a little girl. Now, whenever I read this book, gosh, I was probably in elementary school when I read this story. But then when I started working at the library one day, I was working on the shelves and I came across this book and I had forgotten about it. And as soon as I saw it, I remembered how much I used to love this book when I was a little girl. So I wanted to share this with you guys today. It's called The Purple Coat. It's written by Amy Hest and illustrated by Amy Schwartz. So the two Amy's, I guess, did this book together. What fun. All right, let's see here. Here's our title page. I see some boxes of buttons. Do you think those are buttons? See some ribbon. I definitely see a pin cushion at the top. So, I think this is someone who maybe sews. A tailor or a seamstress. And there's some branches and some leaves. So it looks like fall, right? Okay, we know a little bit now. Every fall, when the leaves start melting into pretty purples and reds and those bright golden shades of pumpkin, Mama says, "Coat time, Gabrielle." And they ride 2 trains to Grandpa's tailor shop in the city. On the Silver Express from Meadowlawn to Pennsylvania Station, Gabby sits close to the window, her nose pressed to the smudge glass for nearly an hour. Well, that's a long time. At Penn Station, they walk fast through long, dark passageways and underground tunnels. On a distant speaker, someone calls out, 34th Street, 34th Street, change here for the Downtown Express, Uptown Express, and the Crosstown Shuttle. Mama follows arrows to the Broadway local, the noisiest subway of all. with its ancient rattly windows and wheels that hiss and screech so loud they have to cover their ears between stations. Grandpa's shop is on the 28th floor in a fancy office building that is even taller than that. The elevator is too fast and too crowded. This year, you ought to get gold buttons, Mama says. Big gold buttons on your navy blue coat. There's all the people in the elevator. It does look very crowded, doesn't it? A lady in fur steps out on 24, and Gabby bends forward to pull her gray rag socks just past her knee. I think a purple coat would be much nicer, she answers. Purple? Mama laughs. What's funny about purple? Demands Gabby, puffing out her lower lip. There's nothing funny about it, admits Mama, but navy blue coats are what you always get. Gabby makes a face, and she sighs. She slips her left foot into and out of the fringed moccasin that slides off her heel when she walks. Here's her shoes and her gray socks, and there's the lady in fur. Oh, that is a fancy coat, isn't it? Greetings! Grandpa hugs them both in two woolly arms. He wears the same green sweater as always, with its suede patched elbows and a line of leather buttons down the front. Grandpa calls it one of his treasures, a relic from the old days. Oh, look at all the beautiful fabrics in his shop. And there's his sewing area. I see a sewing machine and ribbons. And it's high up on the 28th floor. You can see all the buildings outside. A neat place. I love this story. Did we keep you waiting, Pop? Mama stands at the wall of windows with city views all around. Gabby moves toward the neat rows of fabric on the wall opposite. She drags red painted fingertips slowly across the rainbow of colors, stacked in open shelves way up to the ceiling and down to the polished wood floor. Hello, purple, she whispers, pausing on the prettiest shade of all. Oh, that is very pretty, isn't it? Hungry, girls? There's fun in Grandpa's eyes. Magician style, he uncovers a platter of sandwiches from the corner deli. Yum! I love sandwiches. Mama laughs. Up to your old tricks again, Pop. She reaches for a fat sandwich, eats it fast, then rushes off to do her city shopping. When she is gone, Grandpa turns to Gabby. Salami or pastrami? Salami, she answers. The same as always. Did you remember pickles, Grandpa? I even ordered extras. Ooh, I love extra pickles. They sit side by side on Grandpa's big oak desk with drawers from top to bottom. Everywhere are pencils and pens and little scraps of paper. Pink messages are tacked to a corkboard, and an important-looking calendar is marked up with appointments and phone numbers and skirt and shirt and coat numbers, too. Grandpa bites into a sandwich and makes a little sound, which means he likes it very much. Want a bite of the leanest pastrami in town? He asks. Gabby shakes her head. I'll stick to what I know I like, salami. Once in a while, it's good to try something new, he suggests. How else do you know if you like it? Next time, maybe. Excuse me. Now, business. Grandpa brushes crumbs off the knees of his pants and points to a half a dozen bolts of dark fabric. I've pulled all the navy blues, dark and lighter, nearly sapphire, smoky navy, hazy navy. I want purple, Gabby interrupts. Purple? But you always get a navy coat. This time I want purple. When Grandpa frowns, his thick eyebrows meet to cover up that tiny scar above his nose. I suppose you asked your mother? Gabby looks at the toes of her moccasins. She said no purple coat, Grandpa guesses. Not exactly, Gabby says slowly. What she said was, navy blue coats are what I always get. What a pretty shade of purple that is, and it looks very soft. Grandpa marches past the desk twice. Gabby marches behind. Purple, he murmurs, and he seems to be talking to the air. A beautiful purple coat down to my ankles with purple buttons and a big pocket on the side. It must have a purple hood, she goes on, and a pleat in the back to make it easy when I run. I'm a fast runner, Grandpa. He stops pacing and pours cream soda from a can. Bubbles rise quickly to the rim of 2 glasses. A navy coat is such a classic, Gabrielle. Once in a while, it's good to try something new, she answers. You said so yourself. Grandpa rubs a fist across the pointed part of his chin. He walks to the window with city views all around. Then he says, your mother wanted a tangerine-colored dress once, when she was 6 or so. Tangerine! Gabby shrieks. Grandpa nods. Tangerine, tangerine. All she talked about was tangerine. Friends, in case you didn't know, tangerine is a shade of orange. An orange dress. Oh, I would love that. Well, did you make her one? Did you, Grandpa? Finally, I did. I bet it was pretty, too. Almost as pretty as my purple coat could be. Suddenly, Grandpa clicks 2 fingers in the air. I have an idea, he begins. Of course, one needs an exceptional tailor. Well, you are an exceptional tailor. Grandpa stands a little taller. This year, I will make you something very special, he announces. A coat that is navy blue on one side and purple on the other. Reversible! Gabby jumps high in the air. When she lands, her socks are scrunched around her ankles. Let's make the purple side first. I hate the fittings, she complains a few minutes later. Grandpa's mouth is lined with pins. He measures her arms from shoulders to fingertips. He measures her legs from the heel up and her waist and across the top of her chest. When there is nothing left to measure, he kisses the tip of her nose. Aww. Gabby slides off the table, then leans on 2 elbows to inspect Grandpa's work. Will you make it long to my ankles? Not quite. Grandpa bends over the paper pattern he's cutting into the shape of a coat. Will there be a hood to keep me warm on extra cold days? If there's fabric left over, you'll have a hood. Will it have a pleat in the back? To make it easy when you run, Grandpa nods. How about a purple lining? Gabrielle, he warns, don't push your luck. Mama comes back at 4. How's the navy coat coming along? She asks as her packages slip to the floor. Grandpa coughs a bit. Gabby twirls in front of the dusty mirror. Say, Pop, that is some gorgeous purple. Mama fingers those yards of fabric draped across the cutting board. Grandpa clears his throat. Gabby and I have decided on a different sort of coat this year. He says it quietly. Different how? Gabby twirls until she's dizzy. She wishes she could race the elevator 28 floors to the lobby. She would find her way to the Broadway local, hide out in those underground tunnels. It's reversible, she hears herself blurt out. Navy on one side and purple on the other. Pop. Gabrielle gets a navy blue coat. Always, Mama adds firmly, with 2 rows of buttons and a half belt in back. You wanted a tangerine dress once, when you were 6 or so. Mama backs into the ancient wood chair with wheels on the bottom. She kicks off her pumps. And a frilly, don't you remember? It had tangerine pockets and tangerine sleeves that puffed near the shoulders, Grandpa says, and tiny tangerine buttons, and a frilly tangerine collar. Mama shakes her head. It was so unlike me to want a dress like that. Once in a while, it's good to try something new. A person gets tired of the same old thing all the time, Gabby says. Like salami. Or a navy blue coat. It's such a pretty shade of purple, Mama. Gorgeous. You said so yourself. Mama twists her mouth around. Remember tangerine. Grandpa points a finger in the air. Why do I feel outnumbered? Mama sighs. Then she smiles, but very slowly. I have a sneaky suspicion, she says at last. This is going to be the best purple coat ever. Gabby can't believe her ears. You know, there may be a day or two when I don't feel like purple. She says it softly in her worried voice. There just may be, answers Mama. So on those days, Gabrielle, you can turn your sleeves inside out and flip your coat around to navy. And that is just what she decides to do. There's her lovely purple coat with the navy lining and the 2 rows of gold buttons, and friends, I believe I spy a hood back there. I believe it's just there. You can see it. I love that story. Thank you so much for letting me share that story with you. It's one that's very special to me and has been close to my heart for a long time. But it was a very long story, wasn't it? I think I need to kind of move around a little bit. What do you guys think? I think it might be fun to do a walking song today. I think that's what we should do. What do you guys think? Yeah? Yeah? All right, let's do it. Let's do walking, walking. Do you guys remember that one? You have to walk, you have to hop, you have to jump, you have to run, you have to tiptoe, and you have to march. Are you guys ready to do that? Does everybody have lots of space? Look around and make sure you've got all the space you need to move. I'm getting my song pulled up here. Where is it? You know how you can look at something over and over again and still not see it? That is, there it is. That's what's happening here today. Okay, are you guys ready? All right, I'm going to move my station. There it goes. Are you guys ready to walk? Here we go.
Walking, 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 hop,
Running, 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 running. Now we stop. Now we stop. Shh. It's time to tiptoe. Tiptoe, 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 tiptoe. Hop, hop, hop. Hop, hop, hop. Running, 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 running. Now we stop. Now we stop.
Let's march.
Ready to march?
Marching, 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 marching.
Hop, hop, hop. Hop, hop, hop. Running, 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 running. Now we stop. Now we stop.
Running, 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 running. Now we
Stop. Yay! Good job, everybody. That was fun. Woo! Running, running, running. Always makes Miss Niki need a drink. Thanks. All right, guys. For my next story, I thought I would share this one. This is another one that's special to me. Whenever I was younger, we used to move a lot. And I would make friends. And they would move. And I would be sad. I would miss them. And this talks about how even if your friend's not close by, you can still be close. I think you guys will really like this one. It's called Half a World Away. It's written by Libby Gleason and illustrated by Freya Blackwood. Sometimes, friends, you'll see these inside our library books. These are memorial books. These are books that people have donated in memory of someone that was special to them. And it usually means this book was special to them too. Oh, look. There's two small children on our title page. Cooey, Louie. It looks like he's climbing on the ladders. Oh, they look like great friends. Amy and Louie built towers as high as the sky. They dug holes deep enough to bury bears, and they saw magical creatures in the clouds. Oh, they seem like they are great friends. When Amy was in the sandbox and Louie was in the swing, she called to him across the yard with the special word her mother had taught her. Cooey, Louie. Louie always comes to play. When Louie was in the dressing up corner and Amy was with the Play-Doh, he called to her across the room with the same special word. Cooey, Amy. Amy always came to play. They look like they're having a great time. Amy's wearing a beak and flippers. He's wearing a colander and boxes. What fun. And when they were at home, they called to each other from across the fence. Cooey, Louie. Cooey, one of them would soon come climbing through the gap with secrets to share. So there's a fence with a hole, and they climb through, and that's how they play. They've got a tent there. One side is Louie's yard, and the other is Amy's yard. What fun! But one day, Amy and her family moved a long, long way away. Aww, Louie seems very sad. To the other side of the world. Wow, that is very far and very different. Louie stopped building towers, digging holes, and staring at clouds. He no longer called to anyone across the yard, the room, or the fence. He thought about Amy every day and every night. Aw, poor Louie. And there's Amy with her mother in the new place where they live. In the place where Amy was, there was nowhere to dig holes or build towers, and the clouds held only raindrops. She thought about Louie every night and every day. Oh, she misses him, doesn't she? If I call Amy really loudly, she'll hear me, won't she? Louie asked his mom. His mom shook her head. Amy's too far away, she said. When you are awake in the day, she is asleep at night. If I call Amy really, really loudly, she'll hear me, won't she? He asked his dad. His dad shook his head. Amy is half a world away, he said. When she is awake in the day, you are asleep at night. If I call Amy with the loudest call anyone could ever do, she'll hear me, won't she? He asked his grandma. Maybe, his grandma said. You can only try. I like that. Me too. So Louie spread his arms as wide as he could, and he threw back his head. Calling! Amy! His cry rang out across the yard, across the street, and past the edge of town. Louie fell back and stared up at the sky, where clouds were making strange seahorses and wild, wild dragons. Oh, I can see them. Seahorses and dragons in the clouds. Can you see them, friends? So beautiful. There they are, going across the big open water. And look, that's where Amy is. Across the ocean, in a city where tall buildings stretched to the sky, Amy woke and came sleepily to breakfast. I had a lovely dream, she said. I dreamt about Louie, and he called me. Half a world away, Louie slept, smiling in his dream. Aww! Even though they couldn't see each other, they could still hear each other with their hearts. That's the best way to stay close to people whenever we can't be together, to listen with our hearts, see if we can hear them, they can hear us. All right, friends. Our next story is a really good one. It's called Sky Color, and it's about painting. This is one of my favorite stories because I just love the pictures so much. This one is written and illustrated by Peter H. Reynolds. I think you guys are really going to like it. Sky Color. So there's a ladder and a bucket of paint and a paintbrush. All right. There's some beautiful colors. More paints and paintbrushes. Marisol was an artist. She loved to draw and paint, and she even had her very own art gallery. I bet you guys like to hang your pictures on your refrigerators too. Not all her art hung in a gallery. Much of it she shared with the world. She painted posters to share ideas she believed in. That poster says Save the Ocean. At school, Marisol was famous for her creative clothes, her box of art supplies, and her belief that everybody was an artist. Yes, Marisol was an artist through and through. So, when her teacher told the class they were going to paint a mural for the library, Marisol couldn't wait to begin. The classroom buzzed with the sound of brainstorming. The students talked and sketched. Together, they made a great big drawing. Then they marched to the library. I'll paint a fish. I'll paint one too. I'll paint the ocean. Marisol shouted, I'll paint the sky. Marisol rummaged through the box of paint, but could not find any blue. How am I going to paint the sky without blue paint? The bell rang. It was time to put their brushes down for the day. As she climbed aboard the bus, Marisol kept wondering. All the way home, she stared out the window. Later, at home, Marisol watched day turn into night. That night, Marisol settled down into a deep dream. I wonder what she's dreaming. Ooh, she's dreaming in colors. She drifted through a sky, swirling with colors. The colors mixed, making too many to count. They're so beautiful. There she is, dreaming in beautiful colors. In the morning, Marisol stood waiting for the bus in the rain. The sky was not blue. She smiled. At school, Marisol raced to the library. She grabbed a dish and began adding colors. This one, that one. She swirled the brush to make an altogether new color. Marisol then began painting on the wall. A boy asked, "What color is that?" "That," Marisol said, "that is sky color." Oh, wow. Look at all the colors in the sky. And look at all the fish the children painted. I love those. That is a beautiful mural. They did a wonderful job. I love that story. Did you guys like that one? That was a good one. All right. How about another song? You know, I always like to have two songs. My next song is going to be If You're Happy and You Know It. That's my favorite song. What other song would I pick? Of course I got to have that one. Let's see. Here we go. Are you guys ready?
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. Happy and you know it, clap your hands.
If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet.
Stomp those feet!
If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it,
Then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it,
stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, peekaboo. If
Peekaboo!
you're happy and you know it, peekaboo.
Peekaboo!
If you're happy and you know it,
Then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it.
peekaboo.
Peekaboo!
If you're happy and you know it,
Wiggle your ears. If you're happy and you know it, wiggle your ears. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, wiggle your ears. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray.
Hooray! If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray.
Hooray!
And you know it,
Then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray. Hooray! Great job, friends. I heard you shouting hooray all the way at my house. I really did. I didn't really. But I'm sure you all shouted hooray very loudly. And you stomped and clapped and smiled and sang right along with me. I love that. All right, guys. We've got one more story to share for today. And this is another one of my favorites. I know I always say that, but okay. So I like to talk about the different you know. I always talk about these stickers on the spine. Now we usually talk about the building block reader nominees, but these are Show Me Reader nominees. And these books are specifically geared towards kids in kindergarten through 3rd grade. I think maybe pre-K a little bit. And these are also really great books. So if you see this sticker, Show Me Reader nominee, then you know that's a good one. Okay? And then also on the front here, so I can show you without a big glare, this silver medal, if you can read it, it says Caldecott Honor Book. Now, I have a friend in kindergarten, one of our kindergarten teachers, who always wants to make sure that I remember to tell kids that these Caldecott books, any book that's got a special medal like this on the front, has won an award or was nominated for an award. And Caldecott books are really great illustrations, I'm pretty sure. Sometimes I get them mixed up. And here is another plaque. So this is another book that was donated by our local Kiwanis Club. We're so thankful for the Kiwanis Club. They have done so much for our children at the library since I've been there. We have the Kiwanis Club actually to thank for the 2 kids' computers that everybody loves to play with so much. So thank you again, local Kiwanians. We're so thankful for your support at the library. Now I'll get on to the story. This is a favorite for a lot of kids. This one was new a few years ago, and I just absolutely love it. Creepy Carrots is written by Aaron Reynolds and illustrated by Peter Brown. I love Peter Brown. He writes great stories and he does wonderful illustrations too. All right, here we go. Jasper Rabbit had a passion for carrots, and the carrots that grew in Krakenhopper Field were the best. Fat, crisp and free for the taking. So you see, friends, everything is in black and white and gray except the carrots. The carrots are orange. He pulled some for a morning snack on the way to school. He yanked out a few on his way to Little League practice. He ripped them from the ground on his way home at night. Jasper couldn't get enough carrots. I do like carrots. I don't think I would eat that many. I might get tired of them. But I'm not a bunny. Until they started following him. He first noticed something strange after the big game against the East Valley Hares. Jasper was about to help himself to a victory snack when he heard it. The soft, sinister tkunk, tkunk, tkunk of carrots creeping. Ooh! Carrots aren't really scary. That's silly. He turned, but there was nothing there. Just my imagination, he thought, but he hopped a little faster. That night, when he was brushing his teeth, there they were. Jasper whipped around, but nothing. He laughed at himself, picked his toothbrush off the floor, and went to bed quickly. See, he thinks it's carrots, but it's really just a washcloth and his ducky and a bottle of soap. There's nothing scary there. The next morning, he approached Krakenhopper Field slowly. He reached for 2 wild carrots. Nothing happened. He bit into one. Nothing happened. Phew! Creepy carrots. That's ridiculous. See, they're just carrots that he eats. They're not scary. But when he arrived home that evening, Mom! Mom! Creepy carrots in the shed! His mom opened the door slowly. There weren't any carrots at all. Not even the regular kind. See, he sees all these orange things and he thinks all the orange things are carrots, but they're not. Later that night, as Jasper lay in bed, he heard it. Breathing. Terrible, carroty breathing. And there, on the wall, creepy carrots! He shouted. Dad! Dad! His dad walked into the room and threw on the light. They searched under the bed. No creepy carrots. They looked through the closet. No creepy carrots. They opened the dresser drawers. No creepy carrots. Just a bad dream, son, his dad said, shaking his head. Now go to sleep. Yeah, that wasn't going to happen. By the end of the next week, Jasper was seeing creepy carrots creeping everywhere. At least he thinks he is, doesn't he? Jasper knew his parents were wrong. Creepy carrots were real, and they were coming for him. But they couldn't get him if they couldn't get out. See this light bulb? I think Jasper has an idea. Jasper hatched a plan. First thing on Saturday, he grabbed supplies and headed to Krakenhopper Field. Looks like he's got a rake and a shovel, some sawhorses and a saw, a hammer. I think he's going to build something. Looks like he's measuring out a place to build. And he's using the saw to cut some boards. Oh, and now he's got a digger, a backhoe. Looks like he's digging a moat. Yeah, there he's filling it up with water. Is that a fence? He's building something. And there are the carrots. Oh, I think he's building a fence around the carrots. Of course. There it is. As the sun finally set across Krakenhopper Field, Jasper Rabbit smiled. On his way home, there was no tunk, tunk, tunk. There were no carrot-shaped shadows. His plan had worked. No creepy carrots would ever get out of that carrot patch again. And as the sun finally set, the carrots of Krakenhopper Field cheered. Their creepy plan had worked. They were sure of it. Jasper Rabbit would never get into that carrot patch again. Ha! The carrots tricked him because they were tired of getting eaten. That's the silliest story. I love that story because it's so silly. I hope you guys liked that story too. That's it for story time today. I had a great time with you guys. I hope you enjoyed all of our stories today and that you had a great time too. So tomorrow is Thursday, and I will be back right here on Thursday night at 7 o'clock reading bedtime stories. So I hope to see you guys then. Have a great day, friends.